To politics, Republican Senators Marco Rubio and Ted Cruz pressuring presidential frontrunner Donald Trump to release his tax returns by issuing partial summaries of their taxes over the weekend. Now, Senator Cruz took it one step further, claiming that the bombshell in Trump's taxes may show business dealings with the mafia. On Sunday, Donald Trump Jr. joined me for Sunday Morning Futures. He says these claims are just establishment gamesmanship.
Anyone that has any kind of business that knows that's crazy. I mean, you know, Ted Cruz and Marco Rubio have a 2-page tax return. Our tax return is 20,000 pages.
Joining us right now is Fox News senior judicial analyst Judge Andrew Napolitano. Good to see you, Judge.
Good morning.
What do you think about this
team.
Bombshell speculation?
I think the speculation by Mitt Romney and others is baseless. That unless they've seen the returns, which would be highly irregular and extremely unlikely, they have no reason to suggest that there's a bombshell in there, that he does business with the mafia. It's just inappropriate. Now, the other side of this is, well, this is the way he campaigns. He makes unfounded suggestions, and that plants seeds in people's heads, and then the media talks about it for 2 days. So if turnabout is fair play, that's what Donald Trump is receiving. But quite frankly, I was surprised to hear that from somebody of Mitt Romney's level of sophistication, and a person who himself suffered by absurd speculation by Senator Harry Reid that he, Mitt Romney, worth a couple $100 million, wasn't paying any taxes. So
yeah, but this is the political game, and look at where we are. This happens in every cycle. I've been watching this for, well, way too long. Let's not get into that. Yeah. But it's tax time, so Americans in politics and political consultants, they look at messaging. People are thinking about taxes. April 15th around the corner. Bring up any tax issue. Back to the Romney point, didn't release his taxes until September. Harry Reid accused them falsely, lied about it, and what ends up happening, it becomes a political football.
Look, there is no legal obligation, none, for a candidate for the highest office in the land to release his or her taxes. It has been a tradition. The American people expect it. The American people have a right to know whether or not the person is truthfully representing themselves, but there's no legal requirement to do so. Now, have you ever seen Donald Trump's taxes? If you printed them, the tax return, if you printed them out, it's probably this size. It's probably
that's what Donald Trump Jr. said this Sunday. He said, look, our tax return is like 20,000 pages.
I think he's probably right. Donald operates a perfectly lawful means of a different corporation for every entity, for every project. Each one of those corporations has to file a separate return. Each one of those corporations generates wealth for the people that work for them. It's a very, very complex issue.
Judge, I just want to ask you, what could be in here that would be damaging in the tax returns? Because with Mitt Romney's case, it was his effective...
You want me to play Mitt Romney?
No. I just want to know, what do you have?
He's going to be embarrassed that he's not worth as much as he says he's worth. Is that what it is?
Tax returns are signed under oath. Representations to the Federal Election Commission are signed under oath. If there's a significant disparity between those two representations, he could have a legal issue about telling the government two different things about the same project.
But here's
he may also have a problem, though. I mean, Romney's only problem, basically, was he paid a very low effective tax rate, and it really hurt him in the general election.
The 47% comment tied in with that.
Exactly. So the question is could Trump, given the ability with real estate investments to get your taxes down, is it possible that he might have that same issue, and that's why he's delaying?
You know, Justice Oliver Wendell Holmes of the Supreme Court about 100 years ago once said, nobody should pay a nickel more than they owe. And in the American system, we calculate our own taxes. The government doesn't calculate them for us. I think Donald Trump will make that argument very effective.
You know, here's an important point, too, and Governor Huckabee made the point on Fox. Donald Trump, so many people, you have someone do your taxes, corporations or accounting firms that carry the liabilities
Trump says he's going to put them out of business.
What they do. So while we're having this false argument around putting out tax, again, it's political gamesmanship on both sides to do this, on all sides. Let's look at earning statements. Let's look at what he earned, what his companies have done. If you want to assess wealth, assess wealth.
The one thing that's undeniable is that Trump will be much better at defending his tax returns than Romney was.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I would guess that Trump will be intimately familiar with virtually all the figures in 20,000 pages.
Yep.
And again, this is not something a journalist can go through. If this stuff comes out, it will take a team of sophisticated accountants to analyze it. It'll take them a week to do so.
The Clinton Foundation has a lot of them.
Oh, that's another story. That's another
do their
story.
own taxes.
The team of sophisticated accountants for the Clinton Foundation, they work for the FBI.
There you go.
You heard it here first. From
Judge,
the
thank you.
All
Judge
rise, or all be
Napolitano.
seated.